All right, everyone. So I'm going to take you through our Blackboard course for those of you who were not able to attend our virtual office hours on Monday evening. So we're going to start off over here. If you log into Blackboard, you should be able to see a list of all of your courses that you're enrolled in this summer. We are Bio 107, Section 02, Human Biology. On this main page, you're going to find our announcements. These will be all of our announcements for the course. I don't typically make use of this. However, I'm expecting that with an online course, I will be posting a lot of announcements, reminders on our announcement section. Also, make sure to log in and check this frequently. I enjoy posting challenge questions or challenge problems for you to solve, almost always for extra credit points. So be sure to check into Blackboard frequently, or set yourself to have email reminders anytime there's a new announcement. So that's going to be our announcements page. Next up is our syllabus, which I will make a separate video walking through the syllabus and everything that is contained there. Next up is our content folder. Our content folder is where you're going to find all of our course-related content. What I have under our lectures folder is I have two folders, one full of lecture outlines. These lecture outlines are going to be sort of rough. They don't have everything that are in my full lectures, but I suggest that you use these as a study tool or as a study guide. They're fantastic. I recommend downloading these and opening them up before you read through the chapter. So all you have to do is click on it and it should download and open up. There are a couple of things that I want to point out very quickly about here we go, about our lecture outlines specifically. The very first page, or the first slide, is of course just a title slide, but this slide right here, this slide that says outline, this is going to be found at the beginning of every single lecture. Pay close attention to this. We are not going to be covering every single section. We will cover every chapter in our textbook, but we won't be covering every section. So the outline here lists the specific sections that we are going to be covering in the textbook. So these are the only 5 sections that you need to read for chapter 1. And so I recommend using this PowerPoint, either pulling it up on your computer or your phone, and then just kind of going along with it as you are reading. If there is anything in the slide that you don't thoroughly understand, make sure you read about that in your textbook. Or if there's something in your textbook that you don't understand and we only cover it a little bit in the PowerPoint, write down any questions that you might have. You can then email those questions or bring them to virtual office hours. And I will be happy to make a video and discuss whatever it is that you would like to talk about. So please use these lectures as sort of a reading tool as you are going through and reading your chapters. So those are our lecture outlines. In our lectures folder, we also have these lecture videos. Now, these lecture videos are my lectures. This is the material that I have prepared for the course. I would normally be delivering it to you live and in person, but instead we're going to have to be delivering it in a video online format. So I have broken down these chapters into their individual sections, and I've created a video for each section, so that way you can the videos aren't quite as long, so that way you can pause and rewind and find yourself a little bit better than sitting through a 2.5-hour video. These lectures are long altogether. Each section is only about 15 minutes at most, but the lectures in total are long. Keep in mind that the way this course was designed is we were designed to have meet for 10 hours a week. So we were meant to have 6 hours of lecture and 4 hours of lab each week. And that's kind of how this course is set up. So this is going to be a time-intensive class. Yeah, I'm just there it is. That's all there really is to say. You've picked Bio 107 summer course. So it's a very intensive time commitment class. I don't expect it to be hard, but it is challenging. And if you are having any questions or problems or concerns at any point, please feel free to email me. I would love to offer you study tips or study advice or help explain anything further. So please take full advantage of that. I am available via email at any time and during our virtual office hours in the evening. All right, so those are our lecture videos in our content folder. Next up is study guides. Now, we don't have any unit tests in this course. So we have no unit tests. We do have one comprehensive final, and that's it. We do have weekly quizzes, but in terms of tests, we don't have any unit tests this summer. However, I do still have study guides from previous unit tests, and I strongly recommend that you download these and you open them up when you are done reading through the chapter. So let me pull up study guide right here. This is like, it's not a checklist of things to memorize before the final, but it should be a checklist of things to make sure you learned before you finish the chapter and move on. After you have read through chapter 1, you should be able to answer all of the questions on this list. And if you can't, or if you aren't able to, then you should make flashcards, make study tools, come to me in virtual office hours, ask questions. Let me know maybe, what things you're struggling with or what questions you may have. This review sheet is an excellent study tool. Fantastic learning tool, learning device to make sure that you are learning everything that you need to know. I know it's going to be very difficult with an online course. It's harder for me to keep you accountable. It's harder for you to keep yourself accountable without without tests and quizzes. So this should be, your self-learner module. Use this study guide to make sure that you are learning everything you need to learn and you're getting everything from this course that you need to get. So please use these review sheets. In the past, I've had students actually bring these review sheets to class, to the lectures, and anytime we pass a section and I haven't answered that question, they'll raise their hand and ask a question. Hey, what about this? If I needed to list and describe this, what would I say? And I go, do you have your study guide in front of you? And they say, yeah. And I said, that's fine. That's great. That's what it's meant for. So use your study guide. You should look at it as you are reading through the chapter. When you finish reading the chapter, go to the videos, go to our lecture videos and have that list in front of you. If there's something that you do not know and isn't covered in those lecture videos, please ask me. And I'll be happy to post another video or discuss it in our live meetings. And so, yes, use this. This is a fantastic tool to help you with this course. Next up, we have the labs folder. This is actually where you're going to get your answer sheets for the labs. Each folder should have some instructions, any links that are needed, and then the health and medicine lab report. The lab report is what you are going to need to download each week when you are doing your labs. Your lab book that you need for this course is the Pearson Custom Library for the Biological Sciences. This lab book that you've purchased from our bookstore is absolutely necessary for the course. It has all of the background information needed. It has all of the activities needed for the labs. However, your answers, so that way you don't have to tear pages out of your book, your answers can all be recorded in these lab sheets. So what you're going to do is download it. It's a Microsoft Word document. You're just going to fill in your answers and then email it to me. I will then grade it and email it back to you once all of the labs have been turned in. Labs are going to be due the Monday after the lab week. So this week, for example, today is Wednesday. Tonight, you should be working on your health and medicine lab, and you should also be working on the Microsoft and Cells lab, the microscope and cells. Microscope and cells. These two labs are going to be done this evening. You have until Monday at 5 p.m. to turn them in, and that's the way all of these labs are going to work. You essentially have from Wednesday to Monday to get it done. You can start them anytime. If you wanted to sit down and do all of the labs for the entire semester tonight, you can. I don't recommend it, but you can. You can work ahead in labs, but make sure that they are turned in on time. I will not be accepting any late labs. So these two are going to be due Monday at 5 p.m. I will wait until Monday at 5 p.m. before I start returning your labs to you. So if you turn them in early, that's fine. Just note, I wait until they are all together before I grade them. Because if there is a question that maybe everybody is getting wrong or there's something that everybody is struggling with, I don't want to necessarily grade more harshly to students who turn things in earlier before I realized, oh, maybe that question wasn't fair or you weren't given enough background information. So feel free to turn in your labs as early as you want. I am collecting them and I'm keeping them organized, but I will not grade until I have all the labs in. So there you go. Those are our labs. Finally, the last section in our content folder is the extra credit videos section. Now, this is a chance for you to earn extra credit every single week. What I will be doing is allowing you to turn in 3 tutorial videos about any topic that we covered that week in class. So this week you can send me tutorial videos about Chapter 1, Humans in the World of Biology, or Basic Chemistry, Chapter 2. Any tutorial videos, but you need to send me 3 links to YouTube tutorial videos about those topics for 1 extra credit point. Now, there will be times throughout the course where I'll mention in my lectures, hey, this is a really cool place for a video. Maybe you should send me a video about this. Or I think at one point when we talk about my blood cells, I say an extra credit point if you can send me a video of a live white blood cell chasing down a bacterium and engulfing it. That would, if those come up in the video, that's worth 1 point in and of itself. So I think for this week, I had an extra credit point if you could show me a video of elemental sodium in water and that reaction. That was worth 1 point in and of itself. Those individuals who turned in these videos still have the opportunity to earn an extra credit point if they send me 3 tutorial videos about other topics that were covered in that course. And these should be actual teaching videos. And there are so many great videos out there. Go to the Crash Course Biology guy. His videos are fantastic videos. The Amoeba sisters do a great job of sending videos. There are Khan Academy videos about these topics, and I strongly recommend them. The Khan Academy videos tend to be a little bit drier, and they go into much greater depth than we're going to cover in this course. So those are great for extra learning. But if you're feeling overwhelmed by the Khan Academy videos, move over to like the Amoeba Sisters or Crash Course Biology. Those videos are a little bit more short and concise and full of lots of cartoons that make things really easy to understand. So those are extra credit video opportunities. When you send me those links, I will check them out. If they are great, I will put them up and give you the extra credit point. If you send me 3 really crappy videos all about the exact same topic, I will send them back to you and be like, hey, can you try again? These aren't really tutorial videos. These are just I don't know. I've never had to turn a video down in the past, but if I don't think they're quite good enough, I will let you know and I'll give you the opportunity to resubmit. So those are our extra credit videos. And that's it for our content folder. That's all the material you need for this course in addition to your textbooks that you have. And that's it for that. Next up, we have our assignments folder. Here is where you're going to find the 2 assignments we have for this class. We have weekly homework assignments. You might see them in the syllabus referred to as quizzes. They're weekly homework, weekly quizzes. They are going to be in reference to the chapter that we are currently talking about. I'm not sure why this one's out of order. Should go all the way down to the bottom. But this week we are covering chapters 1 and 2. So you need to do the homework assignments for 1 and 2. So we have, now chapter 2 is a very large assignment, or is a very, very large chapter. So I've broken it up into 2 homework assignments just to make things a little bit easier and less overwhelming. So we have chapter 1, chapter 2A, chapter 2B. All 3 of these are due by 5 p.m. on Monday. No late assignments. So if you can't turn them in, or if you have an issue, please let me know immediately. But I will not be accepting late assignments. So get these done early, and that way if you have any technical difficulties, you know about it, and I can address that before the due date. Those are our homework assignments, and then we also have our pre-lab quizzes. Pre-lab quizzes are not meant to be challenging. They're just meant to ensure that you have read through the lab before you begin. So they are going to be due at 5 p.m. on Wednesday night, the night of whatever lab that we're doing. Tonight we are doing microscope and cells and health and medicine. So please do pre-lab quiz for those 2. These 2 quizzes are due this evening at 5 p.m. And I think that's all I have for our online Blackboard shell. I will make another video walking us through our syllabus.